Hello YouTube, it's Point Shooter here. Happy January. I hope everybody had a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. Haven't done a video in a while, but one thing I have been doing are the Google Hangouts that Intuitive Survival has been holding, and I've been doing a lot of talking with people about get home bags, bug out bags, I'm never coming home bags, things like that. And I think that especially this time of year, which is winter time in North America, that it's important to have emergency supplies with you whenever you're in the car or on your way going somewhere. And I think that that is something that you can add to an EDC bag, a laptop bag, or just to some sort of backpack that you keep in the trunk. It doesn't just have to be a wilderness survival kit. I hear a lot of times of people getting stuck on the interstate, even just for 2 hours in a cold car, waiting for the road to get cleared or anything like that. So in the event that you have to shelter in the vehicle or abandon the vehicle, I think it's very important. And this is the pack that I take with me when I'm going on car trips. Now, a couple years ago, I posted what I called my get home bag, and I've had a lot of really great feedback on there. People have made suggestions from what kind of knife to carry to what kind of candles to carry to all kinds of things, including weapons, less lethal, different things like that. And I've really reworked the bag, and I think I'd like to share it with you. So first off, this is my field line panel loader. You've seen it before. The front pouch is pretty simple. We've got a Sharpie marker with some tape wrapped around it, a AAA LED mag light, and a Leatherman rebar. This is the basic locking multi-tool, and with that, I can do most tasks. Then some hand wipes and 4 extra AAA batteries. And the nice thing about that is that they will work in that AAA pen light, and they'll also work with my EDC light, which is a 4.7's Preon 1. So let's take a look at the front. Jam-packed, 4 ounces of pepper spray. Once again, people say, well, carry an ASP, carry a gun, different things like that. Pepper spray is the only legal option that will not get you into trouble around here. There may be provisions that you could open carry a firearm or open carry something like that. I don't take the risk. Some basic first aid items. A self-adherent elastic bandage with a 3-inch roll of gauze stuffed inside. Got a cat tourniquet. I believe that a tourniquet ought to definitely be part of your emergency supplies, because if you encounter a bad bleeder, you may have 30 seconds to live. A tourniquet could save lives. Also one of the USGI trauma bandages. Also some Tums. This is more of a comfort item, but if you have stomach discomfort on a car trip, this can make things a lot easier. I think that health and safety relates a lot to hygiene, so a toothbrush, a small bottle of shampoo, and some chapstick, as well as hand sanitizer. This can be used as your fire tinder. You can use this to get a fire started, and more importantly, keep yourself clean. Folding Primus spork, and my preferred compass, the Sunto MCAD with luminous bezel. This is an excellent compass. In fact, I even prefer it to my Silver Ranger. What would make this 100% perfect would be if they would add a magnifying glass down in here. If you're looking for a compass, I like the Sunto L models, the luminous models. I think it's the A30. It's just the base plate model without the mirror. This is an excellent compass. Any of the Suntos are great. Any of the Silvas are great. Silva, Sunto, and Brunton are my favorite compass manufacturers if you're going non-military. And last but not least, just a grabber space blanket in olive drab. Most important fire starting tool. This is the Magnifier that Black Oracle 69 sent me. This is my favorite fire starter. 2.5-inch long, 1/2-inch ferrocerium rod with a great striker. I added a longer lanyard with a toggle on there. Best fire starter I've ever used. So that covers the front pouch. A little bit of kit philosophy before I go any further. This is not designed to be a live indefinitely in the woods bag. This is designed for a 72-hour sort of emergency. Your car is stuck on the side of the road, you're waiting for a plow to come find you. You have some sort of disaster and they close the freeway and you have to walk somewhere. You have an unexpected night sleeping on a bus station bench. Something like this kit could help you in an urban situation or in a wilderness situation. But it's not designed to be forever and ever and ever live out of the bag kit. but it has the tools that would allow you to make resources and gather resources. And that's what I think is important in your kits. So, because it is wintertime, Coghlan's folding saw. Yeah, I could get a Laplander or something like this, but I've used this Coghlan saw for a couple years now, and it's excellent. It's never let me down. Here's the doozy. This is my first ever survival item. I've had it for about 12 years now. I got it when I was a little kid. It is a survival shovel. And if I can get it out of the sheath here, just a basic shovel. It's one of those 15-in-1 kind of shovels. It had a survival kit in the handle, but that is long gone, and the compass is gone. But the nice thing is you can carve a stick and make a handle for this. It has a hatchet edge and a saw edge, neither of which work very well. But if you wanted to dig yourself a snow shelter or help dig out your car, this is a great place to start. Food. I had a talk with Intuitive Survival the other day, and he recommended the rice and noodle meals, the dehydrated ones. Now you can go and spend money on Backpacker's Pantry or Mountain House and pay $5 to $10 a meal, or go to the grocery store on sale and get these chicken and broccoli dishes for $1 a piece. Also, I like the instant mashed potatoes. These can be eaten cold. You could just pour cold water in, allow the stuff to rehydrate, and it's an easy way to do it. Next is a GI poncho, US GI. This is the non-camouflage kind. I prefer the olive drab because the camouflage gives you that military prepper look. And I prefer things, now I mean the bag is Realtree, but that's a hunting pattern. And a lot of people wear Realtree just walking around. But an olive drab poncho doesn't look that suspicious. This is a pair of underwear with a pair of socks wrapped around it. And what you do is you Google this. That's how I found out about it. It was one of those posts on Facebook. It was like 101 tips you probably never heard of. You roll up the underwear around one sock, fold the outer sock down on one side, and then fold the other over the other side. Makes a nice little bundle. We've got a 1 liter Outdoor Products Walmart folding bladder, and that would give me extra water capacity. I've got my Garmin GPS. This is a Nuvi, and that's my primary road navigation tool. Then I've got the Missionary Survival Kit that you guys have seen reviewed in a different video. My kit philosophy is this: if I'm going to issue a kit to somebody to take on a trip, I won't issue something that I won't personally carry. That goes for anything. I won't make a recommendation on an item if I won't personally carry it. So I wouldn't recommend a knife or a first aid kit or a survival kit to someone and then use something different myself. I believe so strongly in this kit that it is my primary kit when it's not in overseas service with one of my friends. So that's what I carry as my primary kit. Then I've got the Becker Bk7. We can't carry fixed blades in our area, so this is more for out-of-state travel, but it is a great survival knife, and other than my Harbor Freight knife, it is extremely up there in utility and value. I love this knife. Let's talk about the water container. This is a 1-point-something liter eco tank. It's like 1.3, 1.4, but it's just a little bit over a liter. This was part of Duct Tape, Wire, and Glue's estate, and I have a GSI outdoor cup on there with a paper towel to help keep it from rattling. So there I've got 2 things that I can boil water in, and now 3 things I can boil water in. This is my aluminum camping mess kit. It's a copy of the British pattern, and I have real Dutch mess pans, but they're stainless steel. This is aluminum, and just for a backup tin that I can put on a fire, and you can see this one has been burned in, this just weighs a few ounces, so that's why I keep it in there. You also could scrape out snow, but it's aluminum, and you can see it's very flexible. So I like to store items in it. Not only does that then save space, but it also keeps it from getting real banged up. But I think that in the wintertime, water generation and purification is going to be essential. So you need a lot of containers to do it by heat. I do carry chemicals in this kit. I carry iodine. You guys saw the bottle of iodine. Here it is. Tincture of iodine, 2%. So that's one way to purify water. I've got also iodine tablets in this kit. And then I've also have potassium permanganate. So I have several chemical ways to purify water, and there's also a water filter straw in here, an Aquamira Frontier. tube of Lifesavers. That's another important thing. And inside this hat, which also belongs to duct tape, wire, and glue, I've got power bars and cliff bars. If I'm going to leave the freeze-dried kind of stuff at home, this is my primary source of energy. But I also think that having hard candies is an important thing to have. There's also chewing gum, which is a little bit of hygiene and just a little bit of a morale item. So the last thing down here is a USGI Casualty blanket. This one's made by Grabber, but it was in mil-spec packaging. I think if you're going to pick one type of blanket to take, this is, or one type of shelter material, even over a poncho, the Grabber blankets are the best. They're extremely durable and they're reflective, and these things will keep you warm. In fact, in my EDC laptop bag, my backpack I take my computer around in, I keep one of these. And it will shed the rain, snow, wind, and water, and it will keep you warm. It will reflect your body heat back. I think it's very important to have. Now, one thing that maybe you may seem is missing is cordage. Well, there's a hank of paracord inside here, and there's also a survival bracelet up on the top. So there's also kite string. There's the various types of cordage in this kit. I probably, depending on the situation I was going into, I might add 15 to 20 feet of paracord just as a separate hank, but I don't happen to have it in this configuration. But the panel loader pack, the one danger of panel loaders is if that zipper fails, everything is going flying. Because if that zipper comes unzipped, you're out of luck. So I definitely have safety pins in here that I could use to help keep the kit. And if I was planning a long distance trek, I probably would put 2 safety pins, clip one here and one here, so that even if it came unzipped, you wouldn't lose everything in the pack. So overall, that's what I'm packing with me. Do I think that this would be a good 72-hour kit for myself and my skill set? Yes. Maybe somebody else would pack something completely different. But this is the starting point. I think that everybody should work to build a basic kit, even if all you carry is a pencil pouch like this with a survival tin, first aid kit, paracord, and a poncho. If you start out with a small kit and work your way up, let's say you just took your pouch, a survival blanket, and a big thing of water. You're more prepared than probably 90% of people on the road, maybe even 99%. Having a flashlight in the vehicle. I think if you're going to pick 5 things to put in the car, 1 bottled water, 2 reliable flashlights, a big heavy-duty D-cell mag light, and then a smaller pen light or headlight. 3 blankets. Casualty blankets and wool blankets are my preference. Something that is waterproof, and then something that will keep you wet even when it gets wet, keep you warm even when it gets wet. 4, a first aid kit. First aid kit is a must-have. And then the last, I tell people usually some sort of cutting tool or some sort of multi-tool, because that's generally handy. But I say do something like a Ziploc bag that has a multi-tool, a pack of matches, a whistle, button compass, just some sort of smaller survival kit. But not everybody's going to do that. But if they keep a flashlight and blankets in their car, they're then probably more prepared than 60% of people on the road. So every level of preparedness that you add, you're making yourself better prepared than most people are out there. You're increasing your chances of doing better in a survival situation or any kind of emergency situation. Maybe you're just going to have to wait an hour for AAA to come give you a jump. If the car won't start, you can't run the engine, can you? So you need some sort of shelter materials, a blanket, to help keep you warm. This is just a bare bones kit, and it's a starting point, as I said. What you choose to pack in your kit, if you want to copy my idea or you want to make your own, I salute both of those ideas. I hope that this gives you some good pointers. Feel free to get in touch with comments. I'd be very interested to hear what people think. Thanks, guys. This is Point Shooter saying stay safe.